Hey y'all, I'm Janet, and I am playing Dune Awakening. This is a huge game, and instead of doing one enormous review a few months from now, I'm going to do in-progress reviews. This is part 1. I've put my PC info on screen so you'll know as you watch my gameplay how my rig performs. Also, you should know that I'm playing over Wi-Fi. Currently, I mostly play in the starting area, Haga Basin South. I've just crossed the gap and I'm in the process of moving my starting base. I have about 22 hours of gameplay and I've spent the last 4 hours moving my base. And it's part of a quest. You have to do it, at least in part. And I am currently frustrated at how slow the moving process is going. Fighting is frustrating in this game, and not in a good way. I like a challenge in a fighting system, and Dune Awakening is challenging, but not by design. It's challenging because of jank. Half the time, abilities don't work, especially in Rex. Specifically, turret won't deploy. I chose Mentat in the beginning because I knew that most, if not all of my time in the game would be solo. Here I am pressing Q for the Mentat turret over and over again and nothing is happening. It isn't on a cooldown. It just isn't deploying. And the parry system is awful. The game doesn't always register clicks or keystrokes, especially the hold click for slow attack thing, which you have to use to be able to get past shields. And, I think this might be what's wrong with deploying my turret. It's just the game doesn't register keystrokes. And speaking of shielded enemies, they are a pain in the butt. These are melee units that must be slow attack to get past their shields. But before you can slow attack, you have to stun them, which can be done by repeated fast attacks or by parrying. Now, when I try fast attacking, they recover before I can slow attack, and then they stun lock me. If I try to parry one, I also get stun locked. And here I am getting stun locked over and over against the shielded enemy. I found that my best bet for dealing with these things is to get the sugar wire ability and stun the shielded enemies with it and then slow attack and repeat. And the sugar wire ability is actually consistent in deploying, which is weird because my turret isn't. So when I press C to use it, it works. And my turret doesn't do that at all, which makes me think that the problem maybe isn't with keystrokes. It has something to do with the ability itself, some kind of jank in the system. All in all, I am having fun with the combat. In the ability screen, you don't know what works, what doesn't work, and the tips don't really help you. But all in all, I am enjoying it, especially, I'm enjoying sniping from a distance. Everything in this game is very far apart, and there is nothing in between these points except sand and a very hungry Shia-Lud. That worm is terrifying, y'all. There's this little meter at the bottom of the screen that pops up every time he gets close, and oh my God, I've played 22 hours, and every time that thing turns orange or red, my heart just races. It's awful. I mean, I love it, but it's awful. I really do enjoy the sandworm in this game. Well, sandworms. I'm guessing there's more than one. It's not just one that's following you around. The other problem with, everything being so stinking far apart is that, especially early game, man, you dehydrate so stinking fast. And the real goal of this game is to find water. I mean, which makes sense. You're on a desert planet. And yet, I don't have a good water system yet at my base. I have just now unlocked iron. I haven't even really made any because I don't have my water under control. It takes water to make iron. So I am constantly on the lookout for flowers. I'm constantly, draining the blood out of enemies for water. That's my main source of water right now. Hopefully, I think I should be correcting that soon, but right now, man, it is rough. And oh my goodness, there is a shadow system in this game. You can get sunstroke if you stay out in the sun too long. I mean, I'm from the South. I am used to heat management. So I understand the necessity of a well-placed shadow. Thankfully, the map shows the shadows, and I like that a lot. Thank you, Funcom, for that. Anyway, a lot of these problems I've been having, both with the combat and the travel, I suspect that they're going to be solved by leveling and getting, a better vehicle, better equipment, and I'm just not quite there yet. Most games like this, they start you out, with frustration high deliberately because they want you to feel the relief each time you unlock something, each time you get something. You get some equipment, you get a new vehicle, you get a new ability that just makes your life easier. It's always an accomplishment. You always get that little dopamine hit, and I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I just unlocked iron and I was so happy. I got a bike. Oh my goodness, I love my bike. Oh, it makes things so much nicer to travel around, and boy does it make me happy, jank and all. I had heard that Funcom was going to change how the bike is going to operate. It's going to take damage now. I hope they don't do that. I run into stuff when I'm running from Shia When I'm running from Shia man, I just head straight for the closest rock and I run into all kinds of things. I hope that they don't make it so those bikes take too much damage. And speaking of jank, there's a lot of bugs and weirdness in this game. It's a Funcom game. The quests don't always update on the screen, but they do on your journey page. So, it doesn't influence or stop the quest progression, but it's frustrating to see something unchecked on your screen that you've already done, and you're on your way to the next step, but it's just not updating on your screen. That's happened to me, I think, twice now. And like I've mentioned, the turret doesn't always deploy, even after the cooldown. And this seems to be an indoor or underground issue. It doesn't really happen out, in the open. It's only when I'm in a wreck or I'm in one of those water-sealed caves. That's where it seems to happen the most. And the quest design doesn't always make sense. One quest had me purchase a schematic for an updated Leader John before I unlocked plain old Leader Johns. And now that I've unlocked Leader Johns, it took me forever to figure out how to learn the schematic. And all you do is you open up your inventory, mouse over it, and then it should give you a prompt as to what letter to press to unlock it. In case you're having the same the same mental illness that I had for that thing. And I just now figured out, because, sometimes you get these weird mental blocks. Like I had one with unlocking the schematics to learning the schematics, and I just now figured out how to get points to unlock crafting recipes after 20 hours. As a result, I'm going back to the starting area to get points to unlock crafting recipes. If you're in the same boat, you have crafting recipes that you can unlock, you just don't have enough points. You get intel from places on the map, and they're marked. This is not Funcom's fault. I think this is me just having a brain dead moment. It says intel on the map. There's three little, when you mouse over the little point of interest on the map, it says intel. And it says intel on the research page, so you know how much you have. It was just my fault for not looking. Or it could have been that a tutorial for it popped up at a weird time, because that happens. Thanks Funcom for the tip on how to pay property taxes, but I've got a hungry Shia on my butt right now. I couldn't pay attention to the stupid tip because I was looking for a rock to drive to try to avoid both the quicksand and the hungry giant worm behind me. Anyways, the Dune books are my favorite book series. If you're into science fiction or fantasy, you have your series, you have your world that is your favorite, and the Dune world is mine. I have been a fan since I was a little girl. Lots of fun memories with my dad talking about Dune. Considering the state of many intellectual properties right now, I was a little apprehensive about a game being made about Dune in current year. And I felt the same about the movies. Very, very apprehensive, and some of that apprehension was absolutely borne out by this last movie. I'm not happy with it. So you should know going into my review series that I'm knowledgeable about the lore, and I am very critical about deviations. But I am going to try to avoid book spoilers for books 2 through 6. But I need to explain a little bit of Dune lore to explain Dune Awakening. Specifically, I need to explain Paul. This is going to spoil a little bit of the third movie. I will put up a spoiler tag on the screen so you can mute, not be spoiled for the next movie if you don't know anything about Dune. All right, so Paul, after he takes the waters of life, has all of his ancestors' memories, both male and female. This is what makes him the Kwisatz Cataract. Now, because of this vast knowledge, he knows what could happen in the future and what could have happened. He doesn't have like a magical ability to see the future. Prescience is just so much knowledge. He just has so much historical knowledge packed into his noggin that he is able to see the different branches of what could happen. Dune Awakening is based on knowledge Paul had in the books of what would have happened if his mother had a daughter instead of him. So Dune Awakening isn't about the 6 Dune books. It's an alternate story. And to use an overused idea, it's on a different timeline. And it's an interesting idea for the Dune universe. And I was a little apprehensive at first. I wasn't sure I was going to buy the game. The more I thought about it, the more I think I like it. Everything up to Jessica's decision to have a son is the same as the books. But it is that point of inflection that changes the world from the Dune that we know from the books to Dune Awakening. And I like it. This way, Funcom can iterate on existing Dune lore without interfering with the events of the books. And so, if you're a Dune fan as I am, changing the books is heresy. I'm looking at you, Denis Villeneuve. So far, like I said, I just getting out of the tutorial area, kind of going back, getting intel, kind of learning my way through things, picking up some gear that I missed because I didn't know what I was doing. I'm very happy with what Funcom has done thus far. I think they've done a better job sticking to the lore than any of the movies that have ever been made. I haven't seen the Sci-Fi Channel TV show about Dune. I need to. It's been on my radar for a very long time and I just haven't gotten around to it. So I don't know about that. But the 1984 movie and the most recent movies I know sort of follow the books. And I like both. As a Dune fan, they just miss it by just a little bit. Again, mostly because they mess up the lore, which messes up the whole point of everything. I'm still pretty much in the tutorial of the game or just getting out of it, but I hope they stick to it. I'm enjoying all the little nuggets of lore that I'm finding, enjoying the world, and they've done a pretty good job with that. It certainly feels, you certainly feel the weight of Arrakis on you when you are there. So they did a good job with the atmosphere as well. All in all, I'm pretty happy with with the money I spent. I'm very frugal. I don't pay full price very often for a game. I don't regret it. So are you guys playing Dune? I thought about streaming this. I'm not sure if I should. Let me know if you guys would like to play together or if you have any tips and tricks. What did I miss? I've showed some of my gameplay here while I was talking. Let me know what I'm doing wrong because I need the tips, y'all. But thank you for sticking around to the end of this thing. This is just part 1. I hope you look forward to more, and I will see you then. I appreciate you. Bye.